Well, Jim, of course, there's plenty of wrestling amongst the mud happening this week. And I understand you watched some of Raw. How much of Raw did you actually watch?
Well, no, because, hey, anybody wants to go and read the review of what was on it, you can see why it actually, I couldn't even bear the thought of trying to dissect what was wrong with it, except everybody was talking about, your boy Theory, Austin Theory, that now they're going to make him serious. He's turned over a new leaf. He's changed his ways. He's gotten mad. He's not a kid anymore. And I know that obviously they didn't want to continue on the path that they were on with Austin Theory under the Vince McMahon regime. Because at that point, Vince was personally appearing on camera with him, doing the vignettes. You could tell that he had decided he was going to do something with their, we're going to make a new star, pal. You can feel that vibe, right? But how they were doing it again, like with whatever Vince was doing with poor LA Knight and blah, blah, blah. But you could tell he wanted to do something. And he got Theory got the Money in the Bank briefcase and etc. But then as soon as Vince was gone, you could also tell that they didn't want to at least continue on, as I said, in the path that Vince was taking. But it seemed like for a while there, they were just beating the piss out of it. When he was with Vince, he was being portrayed as somewhat of a doofus, right? Brian, you would still agree with that. He's with the old man's grumbling about the egg, and yes, sir. He was in the shadow of Vince, and he was somewhat being a doofus kid. But the doofus can get heat if he's good and he wins a lot, right? And even a doofus can get heat under those circumstances. But that's not what was happening after Vince was gone. Now they're beating him like a fucking government mule. And they obviously didn't want him to be in the title picture to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. But there's the sticky wicket. He had it. So they're trying to figure out a way to get that off of him. And I'm sure somebody pitched he had too much too quick. So let's let him go on a losing streak and be foiled or whatever. And then, we'll extricate him out of the Money in the Bank thing and, not put him in a title picture. But then he'll get mad and snap. He'll come to his Popeye moment. I've had all I can stands. I can't stands no more. And then he'll say, I'm not a kid anymore. And he'll beat somebody up in a vicious manner. I'm sure that's what they pitched, and somebody probably liked that idea, but there was no need for a prolonged period of let's just fucking humiliate this guy and beat him every time he comes out of the gate. Oh my God, the starter's gun shot my horse. And then do this because now they've kind of impressed on people for a period of time that, this guy's just a doofus that loses. So I don't know why, if they didn't want to, I understand follow through with, what Vince had laid out or whatever that also involved Vince. But couldn't you have done something with a babyface that he Theory ran afoul of way back before he started losing all over the place? And said or did something smart ass to or whatever the fuck. And then on his big cash in, instead of cashing in on almost a dead body and then the dead body coming back and beating you, let him cash in at what he thought was an appropriate moment, but the babyface that he has previously fucking interacted with does something to get even by costing him the deal. And then he, in turn, Theory being he, too many pronouns, pal, turns back around and did what he did on Raw Monday night. And say, I'm not a fucking boy. I'm not going to be treated like this. And goddamn, not only does a heavy angle with that baby face, but comes back in the ring and beats him. You just eliminated a lot of the losses and aimlessness that he wandered around in the middle there. And then you refigure him into the Intercontinental title level thing or whatever the fuck may be. I don't think they had to tear him all the way down before they try to repurpose him. But that's what they were doing Monday night, is repurposing him where he's tired of being, the first thing is, okay, if we have anybody that's athletic and a good, classic style worker, let's put him in a match with Dolph Ziggler, because that'll be the best match we'll have, and Dolph can put him over. Because Dolph was fucking tremendous. But unfortunately, as we mentioned, when Dolph was guesting on NXT a few months back, whenever, it's so obvious by now at this point that they're bringing in Dr. Ziggler, the guy with the most experience, the best worker that can still go at a good level and teach guys shit in the ring. He's nearly flawless. So he's penalized by being the world's greatest fucking job guy. But we want a rehab theory, so let's have the best match he's going to have is with Dolph Ziggler. So let's all of a sudden put him in a match with Dolph Ziggler, and he beats Dolph, and then he fucking goes and attacks Seth Rollins at the end of the show and lays him out. And it was an exciting pull apart. Theory had animosity. Again, everything the guy did on this program was great. His match with Dolph was great. He more than held up his end. The people at one point, the WWE audience that sits in a stupor for most of their matches and reacts to the, South Park dramatic spotlight moments, they had a little "this is awesome" going over a wrestling match. Imagine that. And then the angle at the end was great, and Theory looked like a guy in Crockett Promotions or on Mid-South Wrestling being elevated and told, go out there and get over. And it wasn't just the blasé, bleh, modern / WWE presentation of an angle. So what he did was great, but and I hope he continues on this path. But I still don't see what the need was for all of the shit over the last, been 2 or 3 months where they just kind of slapped him around and said, well, fuck you.